The mayor of Toronto is in the fight of his life. He's been diagnosed with a very aggressive malignant cancer in the form of a tumor in his abdomen, here's my interpretation of the doctor, who was very eloquent in what he said. Very bright man.
Dr. Zane Cohen.
Yeah, and I'm very proud of this country because we've got some great doctors, and what they've done for my sister, I'll never forget as long as I live. He said that the problem with this very rare form of cancer, that the embattled mayor, Rob Ford, and my heart goes out to him and his family as a fellow Canadian, a fellow Torontonian. I wish him nothing but the best, is that the cells in this cancer that embody this cancer, there's many of them, right? It's not just a specific type of cell, so they have to really they're basically blind in what the way to treat this is, right? Because like the chemotherapy might kill some of the cells and the other cells
Chemotherapy will effectively kill all the cells, even the healthy cells, and I know this for a fact, but I won't get into it, right? But they're going to kill all the healthy cells.
It'll weaken his immune system.
Yeah. What they're going to do is they'll put him through 2 rounds of chemotherapy. They'll diagnose and see if the tumor is shrunk. Then they'll do the radiation. And if all that is successful, the tumor will have shrunk, and then they'll do the surgery. What he's got is called liposarcoma, which is an extremely rare form of cancer.
And
because
aggressive.
It's not cancer. Cancer is aggressive to begin with. It's not cancer in the bone. It's cancer in the muscle, in the fatty tissue, and it's an extremely rare form. That's why, they had talked about it, they were fearing the worst. Believe it or not, this isn't actually the worst. It's actually because they didn't know what he had. Now they know what he had. They have reason to be optimistic because, again, it's just an extremely rare form of cancer that he has.
Yeah, he's in the fight of his life, and the politicians have taken a day off in the abuse and the criticism. The Star did not.
They attack him.
But they attacked him not after this announcement, but they attacked him while he was in the hospital. But you know what? I mean, he's. I think he's. Well, by the press, by the public, he's given up his race for being mayor, and he's passed on the torch to his brother.
So his brother's running for the mayor now?
His brother's running for the mayor. So I really have no clue why. I think his brother's main focus should be his brother, and
you get the impression though Rob wanted to continue the Ford name, and he feels his brother can do that.
Maybe he felt that not completely knowing what his situation was, it's kind of like a dying wish. Listen, can you take over for me? Because I can't be the mayor. Will you be the mayor? And I don't think Doug Ford wanted to have anything to do with doing this to begin with. He said he didn't want to do it. He was going to get out of politics. It's quite a reversal of the whole story.
Reversal of fortunes.
Which in and of itself, this story, you can't write this because it's got so many different twists and turns. It's unbelievable how the whole thing is played
So what
out.
do you say, Perry, to some of the malicious people that, when there was the bomb scare, they accused the Ford brothers of perpetuating this for free advertising, free publicity. And what do you say to some of the malicious people who, first when the embattled mayor went to the hospital, that they said it was bullshit and there was another political ploy to capture some sympathy?
All I'm going to say is what you were talking about with your sister. You can criticize all you want until it happens to someone that you know, and then your mind will change completely, right? We're all human beings. We're all susceptible to faults, and we're not perfect. When it happens to somebody that you know that's afflicted by cancer or whatever, your mind will change, and then you'll have to separate what do you think about the person as what he is, whether he's a head of a corporation or whatever, and what do you think about him as a person who's fallible and who's basically, his life is now in a potential state of unknown. It happened to your sister. Now, I don't know what you think about anything in Tassadega.
Well, I knew right away when he was brought into the hospital, and when the first doctor said that they found a mass immediately, right? Yeah. I knew that this was not a political ploy, and I think it's very sad that there is people who are that sick the same thing when Robin Williams died. The daughter of Robin Williams was inundated by some really lewd, sick fucks. And there is, right?
Yeah.
And so I
Listen, it happened to you, it happened to Phil. Phil with his wife, right? We can all talk about, when it comes to cancer, you can choose your own path in life, you know? You can choose to be ignorant and make stupid comments until it happens to you, and then you'll realize.
it's terrible. It's
Yeah.
the big C is brutal. It's I mean,
Yeah.
it's beyond. Phil, you missed it. My sister, was operated on. They removed a breast, but we got some bad news today that they found the lymph node. They always remove a lymph node that's the closest to the breast that was taken out, and there's some cells on there. And my parents are devastated. I believe that it's not the end of the world. I believe that it's it's a bit of more of a battle. There's one more ship to sink.
Did they take it out, Frank? Did they take the lymph nodes out?
They took one lymph node out and they found some cells in there,
I see.
and they're just basically.
See, my wife was lucky. I mean, they took the breast off and they took the lymph node out to find out whether it spread, and there was no.
Well, she's very
cancer,
lucky. So
it was lucky.
my sister, they found some cells in that lymph node. So they believe that they don't want to be aggressive and take all the lymph nodes out. They're going to try a different approach. But I'm not saying this for. I mean, it's between me and my family.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it is, like Perry said, until you get affected by the big C.
yeah.
You don't understand what the big C means, because in humanity, everybody always says, it's the other person. So you have this form of paralysis that you don't understand what the other pain is from the other person, right? You're desensitized.